Hey everyone, I'm Nick. We're coming to you from a fantastic location, the UK headquarters of United Autosports in Yorkshire. Today's episode is extra special, as we are diving deep into a unique partnership meeting between IQ Option and United Autosports. We'll explore the fascinating connection between motorsport and trading, discuss the latest trends and innovations shaping both industries, and much more. I'm joined today by some incredible guests. Richard Dean, CEO and team principal of United Autosports, Jakob Andreasen, their technical director, and Tim Vaesen, their commercial director. Plus, we'll get a behind-the-scenes look at the iconic collection of Zak Brown, chairman of United Autosports. Stay tuned for a gripping conversation.
I'm Richard Dean, co-founder and CEO of United Autosports.
Do you remember the moment when your passion for motorsport began?
I've always been in motorsport. My dad was like an amateur racer, so that interest came through him. I always wanted to drive something and race, but I think the passion started really when probably the first time I stood on a podium and you understand what it all means, and you know, it's not just there for fun. And it changed from fun to being an ambition. So I think that with that ambition came the passion for it, and then wanting to feel that experience again, being on a podium and having the team pull together and succeed.
In trading, traders implement various risk management strategies, including portfolio diversification, in using stop-loss orders, keeping a log of trades, and so on. As for you, how do you assess and mitigate risks during a race?
Oh, wow, it's a good question, because I think mitigating risks before an event, trying to imagine it is probably more straightforward, but during a race, you can guarantee something comes up that you haven't quite thought of. So again, a lot of that is about the people that we have. We have to invest in the right people that you can trust to make decisions and empower to make the right decisions at the right time.
How do you make real-time adjustments when things don't go according to plan?
Well, quite often when they don't go according to plan, it's down to the drivers. You know, they're making hundreds of decisions, you know, sometimes hundreds of decisions a lap, never mind a race. We can never quite prepare for the human element. The human element is what makes motorsport exciting, and you know, the driver's the last piece there, where again, we need to ensure that we've got the right guy behind the wheel, and then the whole team works well, and then you can execute properly.
How do you maintain mental focus and resilience for such long periods of time under intense pressure?
Lots of coffee. Yeah, you know, you get used to the workload, and you get used to reacting under pressure, and you get used to, it's not for everybody, and this is why not everybody makes it, and probably not everybody makes it in the trading environment as well. You've got to be a certain type of person that thrives on that pressure and can make decisions under pressure.
Our general tip for novice traders is be patient, study a lot, and practice, 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 because practice makes perfect. What would you recommend to young people who are looking to become racing drivers?
Pretty much exactly that. You know, you can't do this half-hearted. You're either in or you're out, and it's not just about drivers. I'd say that's exactly the same for anybody that's in this building. So as a young racing driver, it's no different to a mechanic, an engineer, people in the marketing team. You know, anybody, they've got to want to, their output's got to be better than anybody else. They've got to have that determination and desire to be the best, and usually that comes from practice. The earlier that you can start in your career, the better. The more experience you've got to be so focused, you've got to be dedicated to it, you've got to love it.
Thank you so much for your answers, and thank you for having us here today.
No, thank you, you're welcome.
My name is Tim Vaesen. I work as a commercial director for United Autosports.
As someone with a predominant business career, what brought you to motorsport, and why do you think the sport has such a large appeal in the corporate world?
So motorsport, you know, it sits on the kind of the intersection of performance, emotion, and it tells a story in such an exciting way that it attracts a lot of brands from the corporate world, and it's also really where brands like IQ Option, for example, really want to be.
What kind of impression do you think guests take away after spending a weekend behind the scenes with United Autosports?
What's unique about sports car racing is the level of access. So whereas, with some of the other motorsports disciplines, you see that people are actually quite far removed from the action. Our guests are typically, right in the thick of it with us. They'll be able to experience, smell, feel, hear all the emotions that come with a racing weekend, and they tend to come back to, want to come back.
How do you beat the other teams on the grid?
Yeah, so beating other teams on the grid, how can you see that? If your car is all decked out with a lot of partners that you have, that obviously means you're doing a good job. And doing a good job, I think, commercially and from a marketing perspective, is really understanding who you do business with. So, partners like IQ Option, they have certain brand values that we need to connect to, and that connection needs to be real, right? And then you need to translate that into an experience that other teams just cannot replicate.
We have seen other racing teams experiment with NFTs. Do you think they actually add value for fans, or are they more of a short-term trend?
Yeah, it's a very interesting topic, isn't it? I think first and foremost, motorsports in general is known to, be innovative. So, and I also think that translates into these types of initiatives. I think if you look at NFTs specifically, if they are just, as an asset that you can't really do anything, more like a collectible, it kind of feels a bit more like a gimmick. But I think when they actually have some actual use behind them, whether that's connected to an experience or something else, so they hold an actual value, then I believe that there is value there's a place for NFTs in our sport.
What is the significance of historic racing at United Autosports?
I mean, it's very important. Look where we are now. These are all historic racing cars. It really has to do with ownership of the business. Zak and Richard, and especially Zak, has a lot of respect for motorsport history, and he showcases that by, not only by collecting and maintaining these beautiful racing cars that you see behind me, but also keeping them in a running condition and actually running them at actual events so that people can enjoy them. So it's a very visible element of everything that we do, and also arguably one of the cooler things that we do. So it's very, very important.
What do you think makes a car collectible beyond just being rare or valuable?
Yeah, so it's all about provenance. Racing cars, they need to have achieved something. They need to have been part of some epic moment in history. I know that in this collection, all cars have some kind of racing pedigree. They've either won a championship or an epic race. And that really adds to the value and to the rarity of it, because there's only one car that can win the race.
What is your favorite car in the building at this moment, and why?
I mean, it's maybe not the most exotic example, but the car that you see behind me, the yellow and blue, Dale Earnhardt NASCAR is a car that I like very much. It was first raced in 1983, the year that I was born. But then actually with this famous, Wrangler livery, Dale raced it in 1984. Got his first victories with the Rich Childress racing team. I think it's a man's vehicle. It's a man's racing car. It's heavy, it's raw. It's just really, really cool.